welcome back. Pro 2 truck fans, special stage returns, season 11, Pro 2 trucks here. Double action tonight. Wild West going to kick off race number 1. Then we're going to head over to Crandon for race number 2. Double action for our drivers, double fun. I'm Rob Campbell. This is Race Nexus. In the booth with me, Zach Ansbacher. Zach, how you feeling about sitting up here in the booth instead of driving this week at Wild West in Crandon?
Well, I hate to break it to you, but I'm really jealous of the drivers on track. This is a lot of fun in the booth, but man, I wish I was down there qualifying right now. We only get one lap of qualifying, so we're going to see who really puts it in here to get that one lap and get it right and start up front.
As we're on board here with Joey Kirk in the middle of qualifying, just kicked off, as I said, a quick one here tonight. I guess part of that having to do with we're going back to back, one session right after the other, so we're starting to see those first and only lap times coming up on the board. Looks like Joey Kirk going to put himself in second place. Ant Meeperson currently leading the way here, Zach, but Sean Winkler still yet to put a time on the board. Jake Wilshire, both those drivers were very quick in practice.
Yep, there we go. We see Sean jump to the top of the boards there with a 52.3. No surprise. That guy's really fast. And Sebring Stoll, what a surprise. 52.226. That is an amazing lap from our Belgian driver there. Shout out to our international drivers, by the way. For Sebring, it's, I believe it's 3 a.m. for him over there. And Ant Meeperson, it's Saturday at about 1 o'clock. But what a great lap from Sebring there.
Yeah, you love the dedication here in the special stage. Unfortunately, your buddy, we were talking off stream, Tom Munhemius, looks like he slept in, not going to make it. So no UK drivers representing here tonight.
Yeah, talking about that, that off time for some of our international guys. Tom, this race starts at 2 a.m., so I think he was trying to get a nap in before it. And yeah, it looks like he didn't get the bell to get up and get in the race truck. Hopefully he makes it for race 2. We do have a double header, so he might be able to make it for Crandon, our second race for the night.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes, but looks like qualifying, a couple minutes left here in qualifying. Let's take a look and see what we got shaping up here for a schedule this season, Zach. As you can see, we're kicking it off here live. First race of the season, Wild West in Crandon Short is coming up next. Next week's going to be Firebird and Winton Rallycross. Winton Rallycross is going to be a tight track for these big Pro 2 trucks, Zach.
Absolutely. I actually love hot lap and Winton Rallycross, but like you said, tight. It's going to be really hard to pass. Qualifying is going to be, as it's always important, but especially there, you're not going to be able to start 5th and expect to just make your way to the front after that. You need to qualify good. Passing will be a premium.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when these guys go door to door, side by side. I don't know what the off-track limits are like there on the Rallycross. We did a race last season in the Fiat Cross at special stage at Winton, and you know what? Those little Fiat Cross cars looked very tight confines on Winton, so it should be interesting. It's I kind of like that Rallycross track. I know it got some hate when it first came out on the forums. There was a lot of people really, not all that thrilled with it, but I think it's got decent flow for it as far as the Rallycross track goes.
Absolutely. I really do like hot lap in that place. But like you said, with the cross car, it looked tight, so it's going to be especially tight with these pro trucks. I want to give another shout out to Sebring here. I was just looking. He actually bested his own practice time by a 10th there. So talk about getting the job done for qualifying. That's amazing. Only 2 other drivers in the field improved from their practice lap, and they were only about by 200. So Sebring still won a whole 10th quicker. That's very impressive.
And Sebring will be our lone camera car too as well. We see him just on cam there. Usually week in, week out, we see him sharing his cam when he's in, especially on the dirt side of things. He loves these pro trucks, so did well last time we ran pro trucks a couple seasons ago, Zach, so expect to see a strong showing from him again. As you see Sean Winkler, he's already put in his qualifying lap, but ever the professional out here trying to find that extra 10th or 2 to get himself ahead of Sebring Stoll once we go green.
Yeah, Sean Winkler, one of the OGs here in this discipline, especially in this truck. This guy can do it all. The rallycross, cross cars, we see him do it all really well. He's no stranger to putting in some practice and putting in some good laps. We'll see if he can get the job done and get around Sebring here.
Yeah, that's going to run up qualifying here. We're just waiting for our drivers to grid up. And while they do that, let's take a look at our grid. On pole, Sebring Stoll with Sean Winkler to his outside in row number 2. We're going to find Jake Wilshire and Joey Herbie in 4th place. Nice run for both of those drivers. Ant Reaperson in 5th with Greg Johnson in 6th place. In row 4, we're going to find Craig Peterson in 7th with Joey Kirk in 8th place. And rounding out the top 10, Ray Bodwin in 9th and Justin Cunningham in 10th place. Matt Schlosser and Eric Jeffrey going to make up 11th and 12th. And in 13th, 14th, we're going to find Josh Heege and Bruce Velasquez. Arthur Nelson and Stephen Thompson going to make up row 8. We have 2 more rows to go here. We're going to find Justin Noel and Patrick Wilson in row 9. That's 17th and 18th. Then rounding out our 19 truck grid here tonight, Zach, is going to be Stephen Barnett.
Oh, I'm excited. We got lights on the board.
Green is out, and away we go. Sean Winkler, Sibren Stoll going to lead us up the hill. First
Great
time
jump from
around here,
Sebring.
Zach.
Yeah, just like his qualifying lap. Sebring got the job done there on the start of the race. We'll see if he can keep up the pace and stay ahead. Jake Wilshire making a pass for second.
A nice move by Wilshire around Winkler there early on. So that's going to move him up into second place. As you mentioned, we saw those 2 on the top of practice.
Eberson and Joey Herbie, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Eberson's got him inside of Joey Herbie there. A little excited. He might have got a shove from the back. I don't know.
Looks like everybody's able to carry on here early on. So no harm, no foul on that. That's just basic truck racing there, Zach.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to happen right there. We see Sean Winkler getting to Jake Wilshire a little bit. We're going to see a little bit of contact. We just want to, we hope the drivers don't cross that line, though. There is a line of too much contact, but a little bit of contact is to be expected on the dirt.
As they head up over the jump for the first time, that's a complete lap 1. Stoll going to hold on to his pole position. Winkler still sitting there in third, but trying to find a way back around Jake Wilshire to get back up into his qualifying position. They've opened up a quick 1.7 seconds over Greg Johnson in 4th place. So it looks like his top 3 drivers, Zach, going to be tough to beat here tonight at Wild West for race number 1.
Yeah, no surprise. We saw the pace in practice, especially with Jake Wilshire and Sean Winkler. Jake's in a tough spot. Sean's going to get to his inside here. Probably going to be able to complete this pass coming out of turn 4. But man, it's tough in Jake's spot. He was getting a little held up by Sebring there, it looked like, and you got a guy as fast as Sean behind you. You're only going to be able to, hold that spot for so long. So we'll see if he can regroup and make another run at it.
Yeah, Wilshire going to cycle back into 3rd place. Let's go a little further back in the field here, because we got a pack storming down the hill here, Zach. They're going to complete their 2nd lap. We're on board here right now with Justin Cunningham. He's up 1 spot from where he started, but the driver just ahead of him, Bruce Velasquez, in the Traxxas machine, up 6 positions here already from where he started. Well, they're potentially going to lose this spot to Cunningham. Cunningham got the inside line, but if I'm not incorrect here, Zach, Velasquez still going to hold the inside line to the next sweeping hairpin here.
Looks like he's going to almost had a crossover, but he's going to have the inside for the next corner, so I think he's going to be able to hold this spot down here. But you set up 6 positions. That's pretty cool. This track does present some passing opportunities, which is, a little bit different than some of our other tracks where it's a little tougher to pass. It's a pretty basic track with 4 hairpins, but you are able to get some passes done. So we see Sebring out front holding on to his lead. That's really impressive from our Belgian driver right here.
So pick up Sebring here, but it looks like Winkler's starting to reel him back in ever so slightly. Here, Zach, is for some reason it's not showing how many laps we have to go in the race. I believe we're doing a 15-lap race, so it's 15 minutes. I'll have to double check. I think it was supposed to be 15 laps, but either way, we are on lap 3. We're on lap 3 here, halfway through lap 3. This 15-lap race, and it looks like we're going to have a battle here for top spot in short order as Winkler now right up on the back of Sibren Stoll, and he's bringing Jake Wilshire along with him.
Yeah, 15-minute race is correct. So we'll see what the total lap count ends up being. It'll be interesting too, because I believe Sean's going to be in the same position that Jake was earlier as he tries to get this pass done on Sebring. Jake's going to close up, and if Sean's not careful, Jake might be able to get the run to get back on the inside of Sean as he's trying to deal with Sebring up front.
Now, as a fairly competent, I use that term lightly for you, Zach, you're a well-accomplished off-road truck driver here. Where would you like to be in this situation? Would you like to be the leader? Would you like to be Winkler? Or maybe Jake Wilshire's spot would be the best for you? Just kind of sitting back, watching these 2 battle up ahead, just waiting for that opportunity to bounce.
I think on this track, I'm confident enough that I want to be in the lead. I can hold that lead. I'm not going to give Sean the chance. I run a little different line than a lot of guys, as we see Sean does get to the inside there. A little bit of beating and bang, and Sebring's going to try to fight back here. But I run a really inside line, and I make it really difficult for the car behind me to get around me. So I want to be in the lead here.
So you like to be the rabbit.
Yes.
I struggle being the rabbit. I like to have that carrot to chase as we head back a little bit farther here. Craig Peterson currently in started 7th, currently in 11th. He's fallen down a couple spots, so not the race that he was envisioning. I think Craig might have got wrapped up in that lap one
Side by
incident
side for
that
the
we
lead again
saw.
here, Rob.
Oh, let's go
Oh,
back here.
Sean pulled back ahead. Oh, he's taking another dive.
Sibrin tried to slide up the inside. Looks like Winkler carried a little more pace on the outside. He's going to get that spot as it switches back. Oh, and a crossover move by Sibrin Stoll puts it into Winkler's door. He's still fighting with him.
That's 3 corners in a row. They're still beating and banging, and I believe, oh, Sean's going to clear him. Jake's right there. Seaver might take another shot to the inside here.
Let's see if Jake goes for the crossover here on Sibrin Stoll. He's trying. Doesn't quite have enough room to stick that nose up the inside, though, Zach. A little bit of quick connection issue there for Wilshire. Hopefully that clears up. We hate to see a guy get pumped out of the race for connection issues. So, but as they battle, let's allow Greg Johnson and Joey Herbie to sneak up into this battle, Zach.
Yeah, I mean, 3 corners in a row, those guys were just crossing each other over, beating and banging, and Jake was just kind of back there, you know, taking the slowdown as well, and it allows the 4th place to kind of catch up, like you said there. So we'll see. I think things are going to thin out here a little bit. Sean's going to hopefully be able to pull away, and, you know, we won't see too much more contact. We'll just have to see if Jake can get up there and challenge Sebring, or if Sebring can hang on for 2nd place here.
Unfortunately, a commentator cursed Greg Johnson there. Just as I mentioned, he and Herbie were catching up. Johnson unfortunately got spun around into the wall there, so rough outcome for him. But looks like Winkler's starting to open a little bit of gap over Stoll here. Wilshire falling back a little bit too as well, as we still have plenty of time here for these drivers to battle out, Zach. But I'm wondering maybe if Jake can mount another charge here, maybe just pull back a little bit. Things were getting a little too argy-bargy up front for him, or did the top two just find that a little extra pace over him?
I don't think he wanted that big of a gap. There's a lot of nose damage on Jake's truck, and maybe we missed it, but I wonder when, you know, Sean and Sebring were up there battling, if Jake kind of got stuffed into the back on there. He's got a lot of nose damage and even some left rear damage there. So with the update in iRacing, it doesn't affect things as much as it did before, but it still does affect the speed of these trucks. I don't know if he's battling with a little bit of handling issues here, or what the problem is, but I don't believe Jake designed to have that much of a gap there.
See if he's able to regroup here and get back up to the front, as we are nearing the halfway mark of this race, coming up to 7 minutes gone in the race right now. The 15-minute race, so next lap by will mark the halfway point. So it looks like we're going to go about 16 laps here for race number 1, Zach. But we got a battle a little further back here between Greg Johnson and Patrick Wilson. Johnson moving up the inside, trying to recover from that spin that I mentioned happened about 2 laps ago for him. Matt Schlosser just behind them. I believe he had an incident too, as well as also Bruce Velasquez, driver we saw chasing up to the front. He had an issue. Let's take a quick look here at what happened to him, as he was solidly in about 4th place at one point in time, but oh, he just got up on that barrier, and that's just going to spell certain doom from there.
Well, he's lucky if he can get it off of there, because usually once you get stuck, it's not coming off that wall, unfortunately. But that's really unfortunate to see something like that happen to him.
Yeah, it looks like he had to tow, so that's pretty much the end of that race for him. So we'll see if he can regroup in race number 2 at Crandon coming up. But we still have the back half of this race here, as Winkler out front. Stoll keeping him in check, though. Only 7/10 separating these 2 drivers, Zach. So Sibber and Stoll doing well to stay up there with him, pushing the limit, trying to keep that W machine right on the back of Sean Winkler. As you mentioned, Sean, one of the OG dirt truck racers here, competes often the iRacing and Dirt Off-Road Championships, a well-versed driver in the trucks here at Wild West.
Oh, no kidding. I think we're talking about like a 9,500 R rating here. I mean, that's, you know, top 10 in this discipline. Sean Winkler's he's no ordinary racer out there. Everybody knows who this guy is. He races rallycross cars, cross cars, doesn't matter. This guy's fast anywhere on the dirt, so no surprise to see him up front. However, like we mentioned a couple times now, definitely surprised with Sebring tonight. And Sebring really, you know, I know Sebring outside of the booth here. He really didn't do a whole lot of pro truck racing in the last couple months, so surprised to see him kind of put the practice in the last 2 days and have this kind of pace to go up here and compete like this.
I think you mentioned that a couple times when I interviewed him back last season. We ran pro trucks, where he was still, as he said, learning the pro trucks, getting used to it. He was more versed on the rallycross cars, so like the Beetle, the Subaru, the Fiesta, and he was still trying to pick up the trucks. So yeah, as you said, hats off to him picking it up well. And you can see the picture-in-picture. We got a battle a little further back here between Ant Meeperson and Justin Cunningham. That's a battle for 6th and 7th place. Meeperson holding on to that spot. Cunningham trying to take it away from him. So we got battles up and down the field. Love to see it. 19 truck grid here tonight, Zach. Say that's more or less perfect for off-road truck racing.
Yep, love to see the great turnout out here. It's really exciting to see all these trucks on track here. Really surprised Dan Epperson's not a little bit quicker here. He's more of a Pro 2 guy, so maybe he just doesn't have quite the seat time here in a Pro 2 light. But I expect Crandon is our next track that we're going to. He's quite quick there. He's got things figured out. So we'll see if he's looking for a better result in sixth place when we go to Crandon.
As we hop on board here with Epperson, starting to pull away from Cunningham now. As you mentioned, it's about midday in the land down under where Epperson's hailing out of here tonight, so he's already a day ahead of us. Maybe that's why he's ahead of some of the drivers out here. Zach, he's got that advantage. He already knows what's going to happen back here for us. But Stephen Thompson currently sitting in 11th place. He has Eric Jeffrey just up ahead of him, and Greg Johnson on that recovery run still behind them. Things still fairly status quo up front. Winkler opened that gap now up to about 1.1 seconds over Sibern Stoll. Jake Wilshire sitting comfortably in third place, although Joey Herbie's still lurking in behind.
Yeah, like you mentioned, sucks to see that happen to Greg Johnson there. He's a good racer. Usually see him up in the top 5, especially at a track like this. But things happen. He's on the recovery route, like you said. Hopefully he turns it around for Crandon. It's going to give anybody an opportunity there with the land rush start. So Joey Herbie looking good here. 4th place, good run for Joey.
See where he's able to finish up. Looks like Cunningham starting to reel back in Epperson.
Right good run for Justin Cunningham.
Yeah.
You don't see him up here too much.
Yeah, he's looking good. Joey Kirk in behind them. He's battling with Craig Peterson. Kirk's front end looking a little beaten and banged and a little worse for the wear there, Zach, but didn't seem to be slowing him down too much. He's putting a ton of pressure on the back of Craig Peterson now, and then in behind them, Stephen Thompson and Greg Johnson. So we got plenty of battles mid-pack here as the battle up front starting to calm down a little bit.
The 2 teammates battling here, TWRS trucks, Greg Johnson and Stephen Thompson. I wonder if Stephen's going to let Greg go here. Be a nice teammate. Greg's going to take it anyway. Did give him an option, I don't think.
Nice move there by Greg Johnson, but it looks like Stephen Thompson not really just going to give it away from him. He might try and capitalize here when Thompson makes the move on Jeffrey. He looked to the inside there, but Jeffrey had him covered off. They're going to go 3 wide in the next corner, Zach. This could spell disaster.
Oh, Stephen Thompson, I think he was trying to stay that inside, got a little too much, might have caught the wall there a little bit on entry, so we'll see if Greg Johnson can continue that move forward for his recovery and get around Eric Jeffrey. I believe he's got the pace to do it right here.
Oh, he's at the inside line, little nudge there to Jeffrey, sends him out wide, and that should make that pass stick for Johnson. Oof, thought maybe he might get turned there by Jeffrey at the last second, but able to hold on to it, up and over the jump, across the line. That's going to move Greg Johnson back up into the top 10 in 10th place.
Yeah, I think Greg's going to continue his drive forward here. Looks like he's got a pretty big gap to his next truck, though, so I don't know if he's going to pick up P9 or not, but definitely a good recovery for him.
Yeah, ninth place,
Greg
Peterson, 4.98 seconds ahead of Johnson. He's running out of time here. He's only got about 1:50 left to go in this one. I suspect that's going to stall his recovery run. Epperson's still ahead of Cunningham. Cunningham's been able to not find a way around, although he did close that gap and fallen back a little bit here. The story of the day since he got out front has been Sean Winkler, although he hasn't been able to pull that far ahead of Sibern Stoll. Inches out maybe a 10th here or there, Zach, but Stoll right there, 1.3, 1.4 seconds back, give or take the corner they're in.
Yeah, we keep talking about it, but great job from Sebring tonight. Sean Winkler, we expected him to get to the front, but like you mentioned, Sebring's kind of kept Sean honest up there. He really didn't let him pull too much of a gap. One little slip up from Sean, I think Sebring would be right back there for the taking. But man, it's a great drive for Sebring tonight. Jake's continued to fall back. I still wonder if he's got damage on that truck as we see Joey Herbie starting to get even closer to him here for our last lap.
Yeah, Herbie right there. You can almost smell a little bit of blood in the water. Trying to capitalize on potentially some damage on Jake Wilshire up ahead. See if we can take a look here. So this truck looks fairly clean. A little dent on the left front there, Zach, but for the most part, looks okay. But you never quite know how iRacing can impede your progress with a little bit of damage. Sweet Cunningham up the inside of Epperson. That's a challenge for 6th place. Peterson going to have the inside line for the next corner, though, but nice challenge there by Cunningham.
Boy, he's going to get back to him there. This is awesome to watch this kind of battle from up here. Wish I was down on track, but it's nice to sit back and watch some of these other guys duke it out.
Our leader, Winkler, heading to the line. He's going to pick up the white flag here this time by. So there we go. This will be the last time around for Sean Winkler. Barring any mistake, he should be able to bring this one home. Nice lap for him last time by. 2/10 quicker than Sibrin Stoll. That's going to open up that gap to 1.7 seconds. Jake Wilshire in 3rd, comfortably ahead of Joey Herbies to 1.1 ahead. Again, barring any major mistake, Wilshire should be able to bring home the final step on the podium if I didn't just commentator curse him right there.
Hopefully not. I think he's got 2 more corners to go. I think he can manage to hang on for this one. We'll see if there's any battles towards the back. I don't see anything super close right now.
Yeah, everything's kind of stalled out a little bit. Sean Winkler putting a lap on. I believe that's Patrick Wilson. As they come down the hill for the final time, Winkler going to pick up the checker flag. Up and over the jump he goes. Hats off to him. Sibrin Stoll, 2nd place. Wilshire going to come home in 3rd, just ahead of Herbie. Herbie put the push on the last lap, Zach, but unable to capitalize. Ray Baudouin going to come home in 5th. Peterson's going to hold off the charge from Cunningham. Joey Kirk caught up to those guys as they were battling. Maybe another lap or 2. He might have been a factor in that battle for 6th and 7th place.
Amazing to see the kind of gaps in just a short 15-minute race we can get here. I mean, Sean Winkler's, almost up into turn 4 now in his cooldown lap, and we still got guys crossing the line. It's, even though this is the lower horsepower version of the Pro Truck, it's kind of impressive to see how much of a pace difference you can have on a simple track too.
There we go, a nice 360 by Justin Noel across the line there. Arthur Nelson going to be the final truck on the lead lap. Unfortunately, Wilson, Velasquez, and Barnett are not going to see the checkered flag. So let's take a look at our official results here for this one, Zach. You see Sean Winkler takes top spot, leading 14 laps, 1.4 seconds over Sibrin Stoll. Jake Wilshire going to come home in 3rd place. Our biggest mover, Ray Baudouin, picking up 4 spots on the day. Nice job for him. 2 leaders. And that's that was about it. 18 laps, 15 miles we drove in that one. So hang on. We're going to catch a quick word with Sean Winkler here, our race winner. And then we'll get set up here to go into race number 2 at Crandon. Let's bring in Sean Winkler. Let's let Sean Winkler catch up with Zach Amsbacher in the booth.
Mr. Winkler, how are we doing tonight?
Oh, hey, Zach. Great to see you here. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
It's fun being in the booth, but I can tell you, I was a little bit jealous watching you guys having some fun down there at the track, especially Wild West, man. This is a great track. Tell us about Wild West and what you got to do to be quick around this place.
Yeah, it's a pretty good track. I was actually surprised I didn't see you out here, but now I know why. It's all about hitting your lines and keeping your momentum up around here, because any little mistake's going to take off some time. And so good job to the pole sitter there. He did a great job. Sibrin, that was nice. I got a bad jump there on the start, and then I had a couple spots I had to make up, and fortunately we were able to put some passes together and use a little bit of racecraft and get up to the front, and then maintain that about 1 second gap to Sibrin. He was putting on good pressure. So it's just minimizing mistakes and maximizing momentum, I think, is the name of the game around Wild West tonight.
Sounds like you had it pretty well figured out, because we did see Sebring get the pole position there, but you were able to get back by him there. Yeah. No surprise. Now, we typically see the full horsepower Pro 2s out here. We're running the light skin light. How much difference is there between the 900 horsepower Pro 2 and I believe 350 horsepower Pro 2 light?
Yeah, well, so it's half the power, and it's going to take actually a little more skill to keep it moving forward, because unlike the full power Pro 2, if you bog this truck, she just doesn't want to go. So you got to keep your wheel speed up, and you got to keep it moving in the right direction. Otherwise, you're going to bleed off a lot of time, and you just never get that back. So the Pro 2 lights are a tricky animal, but they're fun to run. You can run them pretty wide open and throw them into the corners and just drive out, and yeah, they're a blast.
Absolutely, I agree. It looked like a lot of fun out there. We're not going to keep you too long here. We want to let you get ready to practice for Crandon, where we expect to see you up front battling for the lead again. Would you like to give us any shout-outs for your awesome performance here in race number 1 tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to do my best over there. I just want to thank Racecraft Academy and Real Broker Next Level Racing. Obviously, thanks to Matt and these guys for putting on special stage, for putting on a broadcast in the show and the league. It's super fun. Can't wait to watch this race. It'll be fun. Watch my mistakes and recover. So that'll be nice. A little lesson there. And thanks to all the fans in the stands watching. Appreciate you guys for tuning tuning in, and can't wait to see you guys in the next one, hopefully.
Yep. Good luck, Sean. Hopefully you get the whole shot in the next one.
I'll try. Thanks, Zach.
That was race winner Sean Winkler, and we'll quickly bring in our second place truck, Sibrin Stoll. Sibrin, you got a pole for this one. You were able to hold on to it for a couple laps, but looks like Sean Winkler was just able to find that way around you. How you feeling about heading into Crandon next? Do you have something for him there?
No. I'm gonna be frank. I've never been good at Crandon.
So you're playing coy. I expect you to come out and win that one then. But
I wish.
I think you had mentioned last season that you were still kind of trying to get the grips with the Pro trucks. Are you feeling a little more comfortable this season coming into it with the Pro 2 Lite?
I do, yeah. But as I've also noted the last couple of weeks, a lot of people have improved a lot from what I've seen. So yeah, it's gonna be a hard fight.
He's a true racer here, Rob. You can see he's multitasking in the interview with us, and he's over there practicing for Crandon. So we'll see how practice pays off for him.
Absolutely. I can't say I blame him. But before we let you go and finish getting ready for race number 2, Sibrin, give us the shout-outs there. I know you got W on the truck. Let's hear all about it.
Yeah, well, as usual, thanks Dobby for supporting me in my sim racing. Thanks for my own team, SGS Racing, which is now actually a team in Special Stage, which I really love. And yeah, thanks everybody who supports me in practicing with me and stuff like that.
Excellent stuff, Sibrin. Best of luck in race number 2. We'll keep our eye on you to work your way up to the front of the field. Take care.
Thanks. Yeah.
Good luck, Zebra.
Thanks.
So that was our second place driver finisher, race number 1, Sibrin Stoll. So as I mentioned, we'll take a quick little break here, about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll be back to set up Crandon for race number 2. Stick around. We'll be back shortly. Okay, Zach. Well, we're back. Race number 2 getting underway. Practice just kicking off. Our drivers at Crandon short this time. It's look at the race info. There you go. The short track, only 0.76 of a mile here. You're mentioning off camera, you're not the quickest at the long layout, but the short layout here really fits your eye and your driving style.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the difference is. It's actually kind of similar to Wild West in the fact that we have 4 corners here, but they're just big sweepers. So I don't know if it's just my ability to make speed from the inside, not go as wide, and keep the keep the momentum up, especially here in a Pro 2 Light where you have less power. What these guys are running tonight. But yeah, I definitely love this layout. It's a great little track, and then you also still have the land rush, which is amazing. We're gonna get to see that here very shortly.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the land rush start, stick around. All the trucks will be lined up door to door. They'll take off into turn 1. Really, anything can happen and probably will happen at that point in time. But qualifying about to get underway here. Let our drivers reset. While they do that, let's take a quick look here at our weather for this evening for race number 2. 64-degree Fahrenheit air temp, 50-degree Fahrenheit track temp. So the track should be nice and cool and sticky for our drivers here tonight, Zach.
We were talking about the land rush start, and I do want to make mention that last time you and I called a race together, we were looking for a land rush start, and we didn't get it. So I hope we didn't just jinx it. I had a discussion with our league admin here, Matt Schlosser, to make sure that we never have a Crandon race that doesn't have a land rush start, and I believe he's fixed that for us. So I hope we didn't curse it, and I hope we're going to see a land rush start, but just wanted to make mention of that. I'm sure you remember that day.
I do. I remember we were trying to figure out why the pace truck was on track of all the tracks to have that issue. Crandon, you hate to see it, not to get that land rush track, but land rush start. But Matt Schlosser, as you mentioned, the admin, saw him on track. He pulled it off quickly. He's going to abort his first qualifying lap. Simeon Stoll, driver we just talked to, second place, race number 1. He'll be looking to try and put forward a nice performance again here in race number 2, Zach. Tell us a little bit about Crandon short.
Well, I mentioned it a little bit earlier with these long sweeping corners. It kind of gives you a lot more options. Like Wild West with those hairpins, it's especially in this Pro 2 Light, it is really only one way to be fast. You can have a little bit of your own style, a little bit of variance, but I think here with these long sweeping corners, it opens up the ability to run a little different lane. You can run a little wider entry, shallow it up on the exit. It just gives you a little more options, especially when it comes to passing. I think Wild West in the Pro 2 Light's probably similar, but maybe in the Pro 2s here you have a little bit better passing opportunities. So it's just a great track. It's really fun. It flows really nice. You keep your speed up. I really enjoy driving anything here, especially these Pro trucks.
Got a number of laps in so far. Sean Winkler, race 1 winner. Not surprising seeing him at the top of qualifying right now, Zach, as he gives a little Scandinavian flick into the corner there, and he's going to continue on. Matt Schlosser across the line. He's going to come in 7th place. Nice effort for him. Joey Herbie currently sitting in 6th place. He's pulled it off. Patrick Wilson yet to put a time on the board here. We'll see what he registers when he comes across. But one of our newer drivers to special stage. So welcome in Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, always good to see some new guys out there. This is a great league. We have pace all over the place. So even if you're new to a certain vehicle or track combo, like right now we're running our Pro Truck season, which is my favorite. But even if you're not very well versed in these trucks, we have a wide spread of talent and skills and pace out there, so anybody can come out and have some fun, and you're going to find somebody to have some door-to-door action with, so come on out.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're looking to or interested in joining the league, you'll find the Discord link to the league in the description of the video. Matt is always accepting new drivers, and as Zach mentioned, there's a number of series that go on all throughout the year. Sometimes there's 3 or 4 series going on at once. Sometimes it's just 1 or 2 like we have right now with the Pro Trucks. And then there's the occasional Joker series, which is just kind of some, if you were a chef, essentially, Matt Schlosser would be that chef throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks. That's kind of what he does with the Joker series. Picks a car and tries to stick it on a track that he wouldn't necessarily race it on, and it usually ends up being a ton of fun.
Yeah, and speaking of Matt Schlosser, you know, for a great league admin, and he's in every single race. So we see him right there, right now, sitting seventh place for his qualifying efforts. Great to see a league admin is so involved. He races every single race that we have out here. So he's obviously got the most starts out of anybody in his own league. But he's a great, clean racer. Love racing around Matt. He's not going to pull any kind of crazy moves on you. He's just a great stand-up guy.
Yeah, he's man, I've been in some leagues, Zach, where you have the owners who they've been out there racing, and there's some leagues, I won't mention their names. They're not adverse to just taking and booting guys from the session if they pass the admin, or get into a little argy bargy action on track. But Matt, definitely not that guy. Very, as you mentioned, very clean, very easygoing guy. Just wants to get out there and race and have a ton of fun. He certain cars, the GT4 is a very competitive driver. He's very quick in the GT4 cars. Pro 2 trucks, he seems to be getting quicker as the seasons progress, so it's nice to see too as well. I think Matt jumped into one of the other leagues that we broadcast during the week on Tuesdays, running GT4s about halfway through the season. And I think if he would have ran the whole season there, he probably could have finished top 5 in points easily. He was fairly competitive in that, so nice to see that Matt out there enjoying some league racing that he doesn't have to actually be the admin in, which is always kind of fun.
Yeah, not surprised to see Matt. You said he was doing good there in a GT4 car. We actually had a GT4 season here in special stage, and I shared the track with him. He's yeah, Matt's a laser beam out there. Doesn't make any mistakes. He definitely gave you some fits on track.
We got qualifying finished up. We'll try and quickly get through the grid here,
What?
as we are going to have the land rush straight start.
No.
Oh, we're not. Are we
Oh,
doing?
I said it. I said it. It happened. Oh
Matt,
my goodness. We're gonna have to have a talk with our league admin.
we're going to have to tar and feather Matt Schlosser, as he has made the wrong choice again as far as land rush starts here at Crandon. We got the pace truck out there. Unfortunately, in iRacing, you can't take and punt the pace truck off track. Otherwise, we just ask either Jake Wilshire or Sean Winkler to give him the old pit maneuver and send him off. But looks like we got a double wide start here tonight, Zach.
I knew it was gonna happen. I shouldn't have even said what I said, but at least we have a little bit of experience here. So one thing we're gonna have to look for here with this wonky rolling start, Jake Wilshire is gonna have the inside going in turn one. Now, if I know Sean, he's got the button to start this whenever he wants. I think he's gonna fire early coming out of that first turn, heading towards the finish line to try and stay ahead of him. But if he waits to that line, Jake Wilshire is gonna be a great spot to take this lead.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on what kind of strategy comes at play here. Now, I don't think, and last time, as you mentioned, last time you were in the booth, you didn't get the chance to have the rolling start and develop some strategy here, Zach. But if you were Jake, would you be keeping close eye on Sean right here to see when he was going to go, or maybe would you just be trying to keep Ant and Greg Johnson in behind you at this point?
Nah, I'm greedy. I love racing Sean hard. I would be, I'd be right there in his door, and as soon as he fires, I'm firing because I know I got a shot on the inside in turn one. So I'm gonna be greedy here and take it.
Pace truck
There
has
he's
just
going
left
again.
us. Barney, the pace truck driver, is just bailed out. He's not even going to lead the field around. So the guy takes his $5 an hour pay and off he goes. But
Yeah, he had an easy one tonight, didn't he? Didn't have to go very far. Just had to park it there for a little bit and look good and pull off into the pits.
here comes our field into the final corner here now. So we'll see if Winkler waits. Tries to get the jump on Wilshire. He's about a truck ahead right now. Wilshire on the outside line. And away we go. Green is out. Winkler gets the whole shot. Jake Wilshire looks like he's going to hold on to second place and be able to hold Naperson and Johnson off. So here we go, Zach.
Well, Jake Wilshire going a little wide. We'll see if Ant Maverson takes advantage of him here. I think he's gonna. Yep, Ant Maverson jumps the inside of Jake Wilshire here. No surprise. Ant Maverson's got a lot of pace at this track. He's got, especially turn 3, which is the next corner we're heading towards. He has it figured out really well. I've been on track with Ant Maverson a lot, and he's definitely got me beat coming in this corner here.
Oh, you called it. You look to the inside. Looks like Wilshire going to carry a little more pace around the outside. He's going to be able to defend. They'll have the inside line in the next corner, so Ant Maverson going to have to try and find another way around. Your man, Jake Wilshire, looking strong here tonight, early on at Crandon, Zach.
Yeah, I was hoping he would, obviously P3 is a good result there at Wild West, but I think he was probably a little fresh. I'm not sure what happened there. I feel like he had a little more pace we saw in practice that, Jake and Sean were way out front, but then Sebring kind of surprised us and jumped up there. But now we're right back to what we saw in practice of race 1 here with Sean Winkler out front, Jake Wilshire in tow.
As we're on board here with Ray Bodwin, right in behind Nieperson. So Nieperson actually falling down to 4th place. Greg Johnson able to get around him. Ooh, a little bit of contact there from Bodwin and Nieperson, but they're both being able to keep going.
That's the tough part when you come out of turn 3. Yeah, if you can't make that pass happen, you're going to be on the outside for turn 1 here, which is what they're going through, and it's really tough to hold your spot. I think that's how Greg was able to get by him.
Now they're starting to open up a little bit of gap here over Sebring, Stoll, and Joey Herbie. Stoll, he's a little coy with Zach in the interview. He said he wasn't that strong at Crandon, but looking strong right now in 6th place as he's battling Joey Herbie on the inside.
Yeah, I think he had a taste of the front, so when he says he's not that good, I think he's referring to, not being in the top 2, top 3. But yeah, like you said, P6, still a good result. We have so many fast guys out in track tonight. Joey Herbie right behind him in 7th. I mean, Joey, when I started racing dirt, Joey was one of the guys I was looking up to. He was fast in anything, anywhere. So we just have so many fast drivers here. It's hard to even, really judge exactly where you're at.
Oh, speaking of Joey Herbie, we just saw him get turned around on the inlay there. Unfortunately for him, Matt Schlosser going to make the move by. Jake Wilshire still holding on to 2nd place. Greg Johnson now looking up the inside. Can't quite get enough of the nose up the inside. Zach is going to try and power around the outside. Wilshire going to defend that for now. But that's going to allow Sean Winkler to open up 1.1 seconds over this battle for 2nd place.
Yeah, unfortunate if you're rooting against Sean Winkler tonight when you see P2 and P3 battling. It's the odds are already against you catching a guy like Sean there in the 720. But this is definitely, like you said, going to help him in his efforts to pull a lead here and drive away with it.
As they head across the line, that's going to finish up lap number 4. Now he was able to throw the time up on the timing tower this time, as I had it switched over from laps to go to time to go. So there you can see we have just over 11 minutes to go in this 15-minute race. So these short little sprint races, Zach, they don't give you a whole lot of time to really sit back and bide your time. It's go, go, go right from the drop of the green flag.
No, absolutely not. Especially like we just mentioned with Sean Winkler being out front, if you're trying to go for a win here, your chances lap 1, you got to get right up there and battle him, at the start of it. We've seen him go 0.2 faster on the last lap there, but yeah, even back here, passing's at a premium. You kind of want to get those spots early and not get too caught up in the mid-pack, or else you're going to get stuck there for the rest of the race.
Speaking of mid-pack, we got a battle here between Eric Jeffrey and Joey Kirk. Kirk in the blue, black, and red truck on the outside. Jeffrey on the inside. Jeffrey sliding a little wide. Kirk goes for the crossover. Fortunately for him, Jeffrey going to have the inside line next time by. Nice battle between these 2 trucks. Maybe for 12th place, but they are battling just as hard as any of our guys up in the front.
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, don't be afraid to come out here and race. Like I said, we got skills all across this thing. So you can come out here and be new to this truck, and you're going to have somebody to go out here and have some fun and battle side by side with it. It's a great league to be a part of.
Absolutely. See our battle for 2nd place just up ahead. Wilshire and Johnson still going at it. Nieperson now getting back into that battle. So we talked earlier where he fell back a little bit. Might have got a little bit frustrated. Looks like he's been able to regroup here. Zach a certain amount of charge back towards the front.
Yeah, I kind of called that we were at Wild West. I was a little surprised Ant Nieperson was back in 6th place, and then we saw him go ahead and qualify. I believe he qualified P3 for this race, so I knew Ant would be at least a little bit faster. Crandon's definitely one of his specialties. Yeah, I think he likes the full circuit a little bit better, but without a doubt, he's got some of these corners figured out. And we see Greg Johnson right in front of him, too. Another really fast driver out there. Greg's been around doing this for a long time. Clean driver. He's out here having fun. He's not gonna push Jake Wilshire out of the way. He's gonna try and do this the right way, but he's got to be careful because Ant Nieperson's right behind him, looking to attack him.
Now, talk us through a little bit of a strategy here, Zach. I'm not the greatest off-road driver. I love driving these things, but I'm not great at it. There seems to be a misnomer in the rallycross cars anyways to translate over to the trucks too as well, where you don't necessarily want to be sliding all that much. When you're sliding, you're actually losing time and losing speed. Is that kind of transfer over to the trucks too as well, where you want to try and limit the amount of sliding as much as you can?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I wish I was a mathematician. I knew the exact angle, but you definitely have to slide the truck. You want to have that yaw and that pitch going to the corner, but you definitely get past a certain angle. and you're no longer benefiting. You're going to start scrubbing off too much speed, and that's really prevalent here tonight with the Pro 2 Lite. The Pro 2 has 900 horsepower, so you can kind of over-rotate, make a mistake mid-corner, and set yourself up for a good drive out. But these Pro 2 Lights, I believe, are 350 horsepower, so there is a limit where you don't want to slide too much and get too much angle. You're going to scrub that speed off, and you just don't have the power to make up for it. In fact, you're actually going to kind of stall you'll get tight basically on exit. You can't keep the momentum up. It's a lot of rear steer when you're talking about dirt road stuff. So when you lose that momentum, the truck's not going to turn and react how you want it to.
Now, as you said, these are the Pro 2 light trucks, and there's the Pro 2, which are the full horsepower. And then we have the Pro 4 trucks too as well. Are they the same horsepower as the Pro 2, just four-wheel drive? Or do they have even more horsepower too as well?
I believe they're the same horsepower. They obviously drive a lot different being four-wheel drive. I'm not a big fan of the Pro 4s. I'm big time with two-wheel drive. I think the Pro 4s are, just don't like the feeling of that. I'm a two-wheel drive kind of guy. You have to work a little bit harder to keep that speed up in the two-wheel drive stuff.
Yeah, a little more finesse versus the raw. Just kind of throwing the power around. I guess I can I've mentioned this in broadcast before. I was big into radio control racing back long before I got into sim racing for a number of years. And in there you have two-wheel drive and you have four-wheel drive too as well. And it's kind of synonymous in the four-wheel drive category where you get into trouble, you can just kind of punch a ton of throttle into the car and it more or less straightens itself out. It's just a natural, rotation of the mechanics of the vehicle to just straighten itself out, where two-wheel drive vehicles just applies a little more finesse. You can't have that, just dumping it into a corner and hoping it's going to grip up and away you go. And I think that's more or less what you just kind of translate into these Pro trucks, Pro 2, Pro Light versus the Pro 4 trucks that we have available in iRacing. But this battle for second place getting real spicy here, Zach, is Johnson really putting a ton of pressure on Jake Wilshire and Ant Meeperson and Ray Bodwin right there to capitalize if something were to happen.
Yeah, it just highlights how hard it is to pass because, I mentioned earlier, Greg Johnson's not a dirty driver. He's one of the best guys to race around, so he's not going to throw any kind of crazy move on Jake here. But we see that he looks like he has the pace. He just, with every corner kind of switching back, you're on the inside one corner, then you fall on the outside for the next one. You really got to try and make that pass in one corner. It's so tough to do.
Yeah, time starting to be the enemy here for Greg Johnson. Wilshire defending as well as he can. Minister of Defense here right now tonight for Jake Wilshire. We saw him now defend a ton in race one, and he's had no let up here in race two as they go door to door. Johnson tries the old slide job on Wilshire. Wilshire able to keep him to the throttle, get that thing powered around the outside, but they were only inches away from that outside wall, Zach.
This is a real treat to watch this go on here. And like I said, see how Greg's ahead here, but it doesn't matter because Jake's going to have the inside for the next corner. That's what's so frustrating when you're trying to make a pass at Crandon. It's, Greg's got to be boiling here a little bit. Oh, if he can hang on here, he's going to have the inside for turn one. Yep, I think Greg's going to complete this pass now. That's what he needs to do.
It looks like he finally got the left-right combo set up here perfectly to take advantage of it. Now Meeperson tries to stick the nose in there too as well. Zach trying to take advantage. Wilshire was able to power back ahead, so now he's in that unenviable position where not only a little bit of contact there from Meeperson, where you're not only having to watch the truck in behind you, but you got a truck in front of you that you're trying to catch to as well. That's calls for a lot of attention here when you're focused on the mirrors and at the windshield at the same time.
Yeah, no doubt. And it was a great job by Greg Johnson. It's super hard to hang on the outside of turn one, but it looked like Jake, we're talking about rotation earlier. It looks like he got a little over-rotated, kind of stalled his momentum in the middle of the corner right here where they're at now. And then Greg was able to just barely hang on to that outside, which then gives him that inside for turn one. So Greg did a really nice job there of just staying focused and getting the job done.
Oh, Bodwin looks at the inside of Meeperson. He's going to try and take fourth spot away.
Oh, he ran it wide.
Into the pole.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
And Meeperson within millimeters of taking out that pole. He's going to fall back into fifth place. So he's got the inside line, though. We're going to try and late break. Bodwin up in the inside. Wilshire right there, too, as well. Almost taking advantage of both those trucks. Meeperson back up into that spot. But they go door to door here into the next right-hand corner.
Just like we were talking about earlier, we'll see if Ant can hang to the outside here. I doubt it. It's very tough, but if he can get that inside just like Greg did. Nope. Gonna close the door on him. That's what I would do.
This battle, I think, is going to go down to the checkered flag. The guy who loves seeing it the most, this guy up here, Sean Winkler. He's been able to open up 3.3 seconds now over Greg Johnson in second place. A little bit of a Friday night cruise now for Mr. Winkler, race 1 winner. Loving to see what he's got going on behind. Greg Johnson starting to pull away as he's loving seeing that now. Jake Wilshire not loving it so much from his position, although he is still holding on to final step on the podium.
Yeah, I think Jake's going to have to try and be happy with tonight. I know he saw some of the pace that he had in practice. He was probably hoping to do one position better in both races at least, but still, P3 is a great spot here. If he can hang on, he's going to get some help here with Ray Beaudoin and Epperson going at it big time there. They both got stalled out coming out of turn 1.
I'm actually surprised both these guys still have all the body panels on their truck, the amount that they've been bumping and banging here tonight, Zach. You love to see it. It's been, you know, you're going to see bumping and banging in off-road racing. That's just the nature of it, but nothing's been malicious here. It's just been, you know, casual, you know, just carrying a little bit extra momentum, both drivers giving and taking. Nobody's going to be upset by any of this, but looks like up ahead, Johnson, a little bit of a rough corner there, went a little wide. Saw that dust kicking up. It's going to allow Wilshire to close that gap now. We might have a battle here before the end of the race for second place again.
It'd be great. I see Ant Epperson's right on the back of Ray Beaudoin again. Yeah, this is some great battling up here. You mentioned the body panels. You know, that's a sign that we're not crossing that limit of too much or too hard to contact, I guess you could say. If we start to see Ant Epperson's hood fly off, then we know that those guys are, you know, having at it back here. But looks like they're playing pretty nice. Like you said, you're going to have a little bit of contact when you're sliding on dirt. It's just inevitable. You don't have the side force like a road car does on asphalt or concrete or something. So it's inevitable what's going to happen. But these guys are doing a good job putting on a good show and keeping it clean.
There's a good shot there as you see them catching up to, I believe that is Patrick Wilson, the 999, or sorry, I guess it's 666, truck's upside down there. So catching him a lap down. Ooh,
well, man, if I was if I was in Ray's spot, I would have hoped that he was going to go outside there. It didn't help me out at all if he's going to stay inside, but they got past him. No issue there.
Oh man, that camera angle there looks like they're just coming so close to the outside post. I thought Johnson was just tagging as he went through, but we're down to a minute and a half to go. Let's see where Sean Winkler is on track.
About 4-second gap there.
Yeah, it looks like he is heading to the start-finish line here now. We're doing 17-second laps. So probably another 3 or 4 laps here to go, Zach, in this battle for second and third. And the 4th and 5th just has not quit.
Nah, this is awesome, man. Ant's just trying anything he can to get that run. Ray's doing a great job of, now that he's gotten past Ant, to just kind of hold that inside for the most part, making Ant have to scratch his head a little bit and try to figure out how to get that run. Well, this is really fun to see. I'm not sure what's going on with Greg. Greg kind of had the pace and drove away, but we keep seeing every once in a while Jake just surges right back to him. So I don't know if there's a certain corner that Greg's just struggling in right now, and Jake's able, as we see him starting to blink out there. Hopefully that doesn't continue for him, but yeah, somewhere here we just keep seeing Jake get back to Greg Johnson.
I think it's this corner right here where he's been sliding out a little wide. I'm not sure if he's going wide to try and find a little more grip, Zach. I don't know if it's getting grooved up on the inside, but that seems to be the last 2 times by where Jake's been able to really close in that gap. But looks like Johnson was able to get through there a little quicker this time as they're going to head across the line. They should be picking up the white flag next time by. So getting down to the nitty-gritty here, these 17, 18-second laps click off, 45-second laps click off pretty quick.
Yeah, the short circuit's fast. It keeps you into it. The full circuit, we're looking at minute 20 lap times, or minute 20, you know. But lot quicker lap times here. Yeah, we'll see if Ray Beaudoin can keep it up here and stay ahead of Ant Epperson. They're still kind of close. Ant's got a chance.
Our leader, Winkler, a couple more corners to go. Looks like he should safely go back-to-back here for week number 1 of season 11. Cross the line for him. Let's go back and check on second place battle. Johnson going to hold on to it as he holds on to it ahead of Wilshire. Beaudoin able to hold off. Epperson get a battle a little farther back here between Joey Kirk and Justin Noel. Well, tries to do a little bit of slide job. Ooh, Joey Kirk not going to be all that happy with that one. That was a little more rough than we'd like to see. Oh, and into the wall. Heege going to get around him too as well. Kirk going to try and back across the line. Steven Thompson comes across there, and Eric Jeffrey is going to be our final truck across the line. He's got a couple more corners to go, but let's take another quick look here at what happened there between Joey Kirk. So Kirk on the outside, Noel on the inside. A little bit of contact there from Noel, sends him out. Then it was that second contact where Kirk got a little squirrely, hammered the throttle, and unfortunately the back end just snapped around on him, but throws it into reverse, and across the line he goes.
I lost 3 spots. Yeah, from that angle there, it looked like he kind of turned in on him, but I don't know. It's tough to say. I don't want to be the guy who's got to make that call. I know that sucks for Joey Kirk, though. That's all we can say.
Yeah, it does. It's going to make that one official. Let's take a look at the results from this one. As you see, Sean Winkler goes back-to-back here tonight, taking wins in both races, led all 20 laps. Greg Johnson comes home in second, just ahead of Jake Wilshire. About a half a second separated those two drivers, so hats off to them. Winkler pole-to-pole finish for him. He led the most laps and, took the win. That's the way to do it here tonight, Zach.
Yeah, no, not surprised. That's for sure. We knew Sean was going to be fast coming into this here, but man, what a great start to the season for him with 2 wins there. We got so many fast drivers out here. If you can come out with both of the victories, that's quite a statement to start the season. Not surprised though.
Let's bring our race winner in, Sean Winkler. Sean, back-to-back wins here to start off season 11. This one looked a little more tame for you. You got out front, you were able to hold off the rest of the guys in behind and just kind of watch them battle as they went to war in behind you.
Yeah, it sounded like it, and I definitely had one eye on the relative. I was kind of disappointed we didn't have the nice land rush, but at the same time, a little bit thankful because anything can happen when you're hucking it down into turn 1 there and get really spicy. So, yep, just kind of got a start and controlled the front, and I saw them battling in the back and was able to keep my lines good and just kept the momentum up and kept consistent, and yeah, got the win. Happy for that tonight.
Now we head to, I believe it's Firebird and Winton Rallycross next week. I was talking to Zach during race 1 saying that, it might be tight confines for these big old Pro 2 trucks at Winton Rallycross, but what are you thinking about heading there next week for that combo of tracks?
I have not driven that combination before, so that's definitely going to be a new one. That sounds exciting. It is a little narrow of a track, so it's going to be tight to squeeze through. It's going to be track position is going to be really important. So getting a good qualifying position is probably going to be the best bet to get a shot to win at that track, because if you're kind of in the middle of the pack, it's going to be hard to make moves around there for sure.
Now, give us some insight into how disappointed you were about not having the land rush start here for Crandon.
Well, I mean, the land rush is the most exciting part of this, right? You got 17, 18 trucks lined up, all going full speed into turn 1, and it really puts on a fun show. But these things happen, so you just gotta roll with it and just take it as it comes, and no problem. Just race whatever they give us. Whatever happens, I'm here to race it.
That's what I love to hear. I race what's given to me. That's what you love to hear. But
it doesn't matter what's in front of me. I'm just going to hit the gas and try to do the best I can. So land rush or otherwise, we're here to race. We're here to have a good time, have fun, and put on a show for the fans.
Perfect stuff. Well, before we let you go, Sean, give us your shout-outs again here for race number 2.
Of course, I just want to thank Racecraft Academy and Real Broker and Next Level Racing, and obviously Matt and the Special Stage League. Really appreciate them putting on this fun series. It's a blast to come race it. And you guys, Rob, and awesome to see Zach up in the booth. That's fun. Takes a little pressure off me on the track, that's for sure.
Yeah, appreciate that.
One less truck to worry about, but I'll try to do you proud out here. And shout out to Zach for not racing me this time. So that was good. And, all the other fans in the stands, appreciate you watching. Yeah, what's up, Rob? Yeah.
I kind of wonder, Sean, if Zach's not sitting over there phantom driving with his hands on his keyboard, just say,
I just take it as a compliment.
he might be picking up a trick or two. I'm probably showing him a few things, but that's okay. I look forward to racing him some other time. He's a great guy to race with. I always love racing with him, but a little thankful that I don't have to battle with him today.
You should have heard what he said about you. Then he was like, Sean's a dog meat driver. I'd be showing him how to do it out there.
Oh, I am washed for sure. Yeah, I just have lucky days, and today's one of them, Rob. Yeah.
Excellent stuff, Sean. Best of luck next week, and I suspect we'll see you battling at the front again. Take care.
I'm going to try. Thank you. See you next time, guys.
That was our back-to-back winner, Sean Winkler. I think a pair of excellent races here tonight, Zach. I don't think we could ask for really much more for those two tracks. We had battles all throughout, but hell, that battle for second, third, and fourth and fifth all through race number 2 here. Can't ask for much more than that. Crandon produced.
Well, it depends. If you're a Sean Winkler fan, you're happy tonight. If you're not a Sean Winkler fan, hey, you might not be super happy tonight. So, it just depends on which side of the bridge you fall on there. But yeah, we saw 2 really good races. And, race 1, let's not forget, Sebring Stoll goes out there, puts it on the pole, makes Sean Winkler have to work for it. Race 2 is definitely a lot easier for Sean, especially not having a land rush start. But, we definitely saw him have to earn it tonight, in race 1. And just a lot of good battles throughout the field. A lot of fast drivers out here. Hats off to everybody.
Yeah, as you said, Sebring Stroll pole for race 1. He brought it home in 6th place in race number 2, so well done for him. Matt Schlosser as well, 7th place, so nice finish for him, the chief admin. So again, if you're looking at joining the league, you can find the Discord link for the league in the description of the video below. We'd love to have you on track. Again, there's multiple different series, different varieties of racing you can find at Special Stage. You don't have to be a superstar to race. We have drivers in the races you saw tonight in ranges of I rating from 1.2, 1.3K, all the way up to Sean Winkler in 9,000. So there's definitely somebody on track for you to battle with. So come on in, join in, and you too, go out here, watch yourself on Racers Nexus. But that's going to wrap things up here for week number 1 of season 11 of Pro Trucks on Special Stage. This has been Racers Nexus. For Zach Ansbacher, I'm Rob Campbell. We'll catch you next week, same time, same place. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.